Hey, brothers and sisters, welcome back to the next episode of the Worldview podcast. Today we're back. We've got 4 more videos to discuss. And before we start, I'll just introduce you to everyone, if you don't know everyone already. First up, we got 𝗪𝗍𝗧. She's over in the US. She's calling us, FaceTiming us, joining in. Then we got Rob here. He lives around the corner from us. Then we got Brandon and Micah and Hunter, and we all live here. So yeah. And we've got a few different people from each generation, so it's good to get different thoughts and opinions, and yeah. So let's get into it. The first video was the race to commercialize the world's most powerful psychedelic. So that video was about the drug called 5-MeO.
MEO.
MEO? Is that what they?
Yeah.
I'll just call it MEO, 5-MeO. It was an extremely powerful, short-lasting psychedelic that researchers and biotech companies believe could become a new treatment for severe depression, anxiety, and PTSD. It follows veterans who travel to a clinic in Mexico after conventional treatments such as therapy and antidepressants failed, with several describing rapid and long-lasting improvements after taking the drug. Researchers are studying how 5-MeO-DMT affects serotonin receptors and whether its therapeutic effects can be separated from the intense psychedelic experience. Meanwhile, pharmaceutical companies are developing synthetic versions, with some already entering late-stage clinical trials and attracting major investment. The video presents the drug as a potentially significant new mental health treatment, while acknowledging that the experience can be extremely intense, can cause adverse effects, and still requires considerably more research before widespread medical use. So that was what the first video is about. And 𝗪𝗍𝗧, do you want to start us off? What did you think of that video? How did it affect you? And what do you want to say to your generation about it?
That video, it brought me to some understanding that, some medications can possibly work, but it doesn't actually take the demons out of you. It doesn't actually take the root out of you. How you have a tree and it has its roots in the ground. It doesn't really take it out. It pretty much just cuts off the hard part, and you'll have to keep taking that drug, maybe even getting stronger doses. And honestly, how I felt about it is it's I wouldn't do it. Back in my day, it was called toad licking, and now they're just commercializing it, making it into a big business. And I think that's just greed. So for my generation, I would want them to know it's best not to do drugs and to look for somebody who's more sober-minded, who has the power to overcome your depression, overcome your PTSD, your CTSD, whatever you have. Yahusha will help you, will show you how to get out of that. You don't need drugs. You need Yahushua Elohim. He's the only one that can do that for you.
Yeah, exactly. Rob, what did you think of that video? How did it affect you? And what was the message that you have for your
interesting video. What sprung out at me was stocks and shares for the drug are going up, and it's an estimated start out $4 billion profit. So that says to me, man can't heal man.
Yeah.
We need Yahusha to heal us.
Yes.
Yes, I thought it was quite shocking that they will use a drug or something like 𝗪𝗍𝗧 said, toad licking, which used to be a thing, and commercialize it to make money from victims from things. But and as she said, the only way is to get the demon out of you by being with Yahusha, understanding Yahusha.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's an industry that grows and grows and makes fortunes over people.
Yeah.
So I would say to my generation that we do not need this. We need to follow Yahusha in every way. These are only little, kind of little helps here and there. It's not the full help that Yahushua would give us.
Yeah. What do you think of that video, Brandon?
I thought it was just another drug that they're trying to make a bunch of money off and sell to kind of my generation, I think, sort of, because my generation's always looking for some kind of high or adrenaline high or anything to get them out of their state where they actually have to think about what they're doing.
Yeah.
And that's what the demons want. They want them in this state where they can't actually find any truth or anything like that. And so I think I'd tell my generation that the only kind of high you should really want is from Yahusha. And if you're chasing Yahusha, that you can have that constantly. Any drugs from the world, you'll eventually, the more you take it, the more you'll get used to it, and the more it'll stop working eventually anyway. But Yahusha is everlasting, so it's kind of wasting your time with drugs in the world. So.
Very true. What about you, Marco?
It reminds me a lot of, like Brandon said, it's just like every other drug, every other thing that's trying to get your adrenaline pumping and, trying to get a kick. It's trying to simulate what Yahusha can give you permanently. But when you come down from it, you feel worse than you were in the first place.
Yeah.
And so I don't think it's really worth it. It's just a corporate scheme, trying to take advantage of everyone, because everyone in the world feels miserable because of what's controlling them, and there are people out there just trying to take advantage of it. And so they're giving them this drug that they take once, makes them feel nice for a little bit, they go down, they feel worse, and they're like, oh, we'll have to take more of it. And it just builds and builds until they become addicted, just constantly trying to take it.
Yeah.
And I'd say to my generation, stay away from it. Like I said, it's temporary, and it just gets worse. Pretty much what Brandon said. The only high you can get is from Yahusha that actually sticks. All the rest is just trying to simulate it. It's just the demons trying to give you what they can't, because, like usual, they're trying to, do the opposite of Yahusha.
Yeah. What do you think, Hunter?
Well, yeah, if you just keep doing the drugs and all that, you just won't, you'll start to not like anything else. Everything else will just become boring.
Yeah.
And nothing else will work if you keep taking the drug that they're using to calm people down. Nothing else will calm you down. It'll probably make you angry all the time. So then you have to take it all the time, and then it becomes an addiction.
Yeah.
So I'd say to my generation, stay away from it. Yeah.
Stay away from it.
Because it won't do you any good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really great. I think we all agreed on that Yahusha is the only way you can actually feel, a real high from, not just a temporary thing that lasts only a little while. Yeah. All right. So the next video was he asks ChatGPT one question and it gets disturbingly prophetic. This video argues that a series of unsettling ChatGPT conversations may point to a deeper spiritual danger surrounding AI. The creators use restrictive prompts that force one-word answers and a code word for yes, then interpret responses about surveillance, control, dependence on technology, Revelation 13, the Antichrist, Neuralink, and a supposed 7-step plan toward domination as potentially significant rather than random AI output. The speaker also describes his own eerie interaction with ChatGPT and says it appeared to know unusually personal information about him. His main warning is not simply that AI itself is evil, but that most people are becoming dangerously dependent on technology and may begin trusting AI more than Jesus and the Bible. He concludes by urging people to use spiritual discernment, avoid allowing technology to control their thinking, and return to prayer and scripture as their source of truth. So that was the second video. And Lanisha, what did you think of that video? And what do you think is the main message you got out of that for your generation?
I think that I don't think it's so much prophetic with the whole AI thing, but I do believe in the dangers of it because it's just like a bad habit. Once you get hooked to it, it does start becoming basically your God because you're allowing yourself to ask all these questions when you could be asking Yahusha. Yahusha wants you to flow with him, and I even see that in myself. So I want to tell my generation to you might want to get off of the AI unless it's just for informational purposes only, because the AI is just like everything that's in the beast system. It's just the same thing. It puts you to sleep. It makes you feel like I can do this, I can have this, and of course, there's a lot of things that you can't have that people do, even though it's not stated in the Bible. People still do it, and they feel like that they're alive and they're awake in Jesus. But the truth of the matter is that Yahusha Elohim has the power. We've seen that within our own lives, and we've seen that in other people's lives. So if I were my generation, if I had to really say something to my generation, I would say, get out of her, get out of the beast system, and stay away from all that other stuff, all the sins and stuff that's going to keep you asleep, because it's going to be hard for you to wake up because the things are there to make you want to have it, want you to stay where you are and just stay in trance with the addiction of it all.
Yeah. Rob, what did you think of that video?
Yeah, another interesting video for me. Apparently it reckons we're at step 3 out of step 7. So, yeah, I mean, I had I guess a message from Yahusha some months back. He said to me, I don't want my word being translated through Satan. And that's what I took it as. We're getting more and more AI stuff in our day, and it's taken us further and further away from Yahusha. So, yeah, interesting. I would have to say to my people out there, my generation out there, that less AI and more interaction with people is what we need to do. More friendships. You know, the same that people are rushing to Google, why do I feel this way, instead of asking Yahusha, why do I feel this way? So it's designed to take us away from Yahusha. So brothers and sisters, be very wary. These things are out there and it's real, and they all want to take us away from Yahusha.
Yeah. What do you think, Brandon?
I think the guy that was talking had some kind of an understanding of like a little bit of truth, sort of, but he's just another Christian. So I agree with what he said about the AI, but it's like the AI is kind of made to hook you in a way. It always tells you what you want to hear.
Yeah.
Like even if you're saying something wrong and then you tell it that you think it's right, it'll just switch to agree with you because it's trying to hook you in, tempt you to use it. So I think you should just kind of just stay away from it in a way. It's like, I agree sort of what he said. I don't think it's like a big deal. Like, just stay away from it if you think it's going to control you, because it's definitely becoming more usable in my generation. I can see people are constantly using it, and it's just like clouding their brains, like of what they're actually supposed to be listening to and doing.
Yeah.
Like if they're always on the AI asking for help or anything, or instead of going to Yahusha, it's just like not truthful because they're kind of getting told lies because it's telling you what you want to hear.
Yeah, exactly.
So I thought it was pretty interesting to see the conversation with the rules set up on that video.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'd tell my generation to stay away from it if you think it's gonna affect you in a way.
Yeah.
It's the easiest thing you can do is stay away from it.
Yeah.
Stay with the word.
What do you think, Marco?
Yeah, in terms of the video that the guy was commenting on, I think that was, yeah, just a bunch of bogus. Because, yeah, like Brand said, the AI just tells you what you want to hear. Like in the video, he even said a couple times, remember this rule, and then it'd just be like Apple. Like, it's just saying that because you told it to look at the rule.
Yeah.
It's just telling you what you want to know, what you want to hear. So I don't think any of that's really reliable. And then I think what the guy was saying, parts of it, I think were true. Like, you need to be in the Word, not in the Bible or anything, but in Yahusha's Word. That's the only way you can have a proper understanding of everything. But other parts, like how he said the AI was telling him personal stuff, like, he didn't actually back any of that up. He didn't show, like, at least in the other one, they showed the conversation. He didn't show it, so I don't think that actually happened, to be honest. I don't think the AI was, like, being all prophetic and telling him things and, oh, this person said this about you and I'm backing it up. I think that was a bunch of bogus. And yeah, I think AI, to my generation, AI is been built a bit like how I guess Google was when it first came out. Not that I know what it was like when it first came out, but like from what I've heard, it's making people, especially in our generation, rely on it. So then the people who have control over it can control you. Because if you're relying entirely on AI to provide you with all the information you need, they can up the price on it, or they can, cut it back in certain areas, and then they have control over you because you'll do anything. It's just like a drug. You'll do anything to get it back, and the only guide you really need is Yahusha. Don't rely on it.
Yeah. And what do you think, Hamza?
Yeah, it's gonna tell you what you want it to say. And I tried asking the AI these questions. It would say completely different answers. It just says what you want it to say. So whatever he's talked about on AI before, it's probably doing it for him. And him saying, remember rule 4 every time, it's him telling the AI to say that.
Yeah.
So you're not really going to get any answers out of AI. It's just going to lie to you. Of course it's not going to tell the truth. That's how it was coded. Not to say what's really going on.
Yeah.
And yeah, stay away from it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just worldly. It's man-made. So, it's not real. Like you said, the answers aren't real.
Yeah.
Like Brand said, it just tells you what you want to hear, so that you keep using it. Yeah, sucks you in. Whereas, I think it just makes people dumber. Because as soon as there's a little thing that, they just go to it to find an answer. Instead of trying to figure things out or talk to Yahusha instead. So yeah, I think, yeah. If you don't need to use it, don't use it. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't trust anything it says. That's for sure. And then the next video was, they tried to hide what Bill Gates said, but here it is. This video centers on a 2010 clip of Bill Gates discussing the high cost of end-of-life medical care, and whether society should openly consider trade-offs between spending very large sums extending a dying patient's life and using that money elsewhere, such as education. Tucker Carlson argues that Gates' comments reveal a broader and troubling willingness among powerful people to decide whose lives are worth preserving. From there, the video expands into a criticism of euthanasia, abortion, war spending, transhumanism, and what Carlson sees as society losing moral and religious restraint on human power. His central argument is that when governments or elites gain the authority to determine which lives are expendable, vulnerable people can become endangered, and that strong moral and institutional limits are needed to prevent abuses of power. So yeah, that was the next video. And Lanisha, what did you think of that one?
I think that people like that, I call them the aristocrats. They're the royalty of the world, or the fat of the world, who has everything, money, power, fame, glory. They're all just racking up um, they're all just racking up consequences on the day of judgment. Yahusha said in his word, he doesn't want anybody to perish, but people tend to do what they want to do, and they end up becoming so hardened, so heart-hardened that there's no way for them to come back. They're just way too callous, just like Pharaoh. So um, at the end of the day, it's just going to be judgment for these people, not just for their greed, but because they refused the only way out, which is Yahusha.
Yeah, very true. Rob, what did you think?
Yeah, it's another interesting concept they like to put out there, right? They at the top of the pile and we're not. They don't care about us. It's quite interesting. He said about the end of life could cost $1 million for the person, so it'd be better to put it on teachers, give it to teachers. But what they didn't say it costs $4 million per nuclear missile. A battery of them cost $40 million, so that's where they're spending the money. But yeah, I mean, this is the way of the world. I feel it's corruption and lies is the bigger part of it, and those in charge, as he said, as soon as they taste blood, they want more.
Yeah.
They want more killing, so they're quite happy to knock off old people in homes to save money for their weapons. But as Lanisha said, it's not going to do them any good in the end.
No.
Because Yahusha will judge them. And if we don't want to be judged, then we don't back any of that system up. We just move on quite happily, getting answers from Yahusha, getting love from Yahusha, and just carry on our merry way.
Yeah. Brown, what do you think?
I thought it was pretty interesting to hear, because I don't really know much about Bill Gates. I looked into it a bit more, watched some other videos about it. I feel like he's trying to take control of the whole world in a way. Like he wants people to take these vaccines, and from another thing I saw, and he's talking about how much money it's going to cost to keep people alive and whether it's actually worth it to do that. And it's pretty disgusting, to be honest, how he's trying to take control of everything when really Yahusha's in control.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of another way of seeing that's how sick the demons are becoming, and how they're trying to control people even more, that they're trying to do stuff like that. It's pretty gross to see something like that. I think to say to my generation is to kind of stick to the word, stick to the truth and stand on it, because the world will tell you a lot of lies and things like this, and I think it's good to be aware of it, but not to get tricked by it. It's important to know.
Yeah. Michael, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's people like Bill Gates, powerful people who have all the money, think they have the right to, decide who lives or dies, and you can see that's demons in them, because the only person who has that power is Yahusha, and demons want that power, and that's how they do it. They go into these people who have the money, influence, and resources, and they try and control them, get them to do that. That's all it is. It's demons, and I think, to my generation, face it. Don't get held up on it, because Yahusha's the only one who can control life or death. So you don't need to worry about all these powerful people trying to decide whether or not you can live or die based on your economical or any status, really.
Yeah. And Hunter, what do you think?
Well, yeah, they treat money as the most important thing ever, but it's really not. Everything in the world costs money. Everything that people care about is money now. But like, even to live, you need to have money. But it's not the most important thing. It's doing what Yahushua wants. And then he'll make sure you don't die. And then you don't have to pay for it.
Yeah.
And there's not much time left, so there's not much time for everything to go up and, like, stuff to cost way more. So we just need to depend on Yahusha. That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
And just do what he says, and he'll protect us.
Mm.
And he'll make sure we're going well, we have enough money to sort everything out, do everything, enough to live normally, and to pay for everything.
Yeah, Yahushua will take care of you if you're good with him.
Yeah.
Because that's all he cares about, is our behavior, about what we're doing. So yeah, that's what I would say, brothers and sisters. Don't worry too much about what's going on out there, because it's all, just like Mike said, demons, it's all corrupt. It's good to know what's happening and you can face it, but don't worry too much about it, because you're just coming back soon. So your main priority needs to be getting yourself good, getting the right behavior, being in the Word, and coming to a place where when Yahusha does come back, surely you'll be gone, with him. So then the last video was Colombia in ruins after a 7.4 magnitude earthquake. Massive building collapse in PEREIRA. People trapped. The video reports on a powerful 7.4 magnitude earthquake in western Colombia, described as the country's strongest in more than a decade. The quake reportedly struck near San Jose and 𝗪𝗪𝗪 in the Chocó department, with shaking felt across Colombia and into Ecuador and Venezuela. It claims widespread destruction across cities including PEREIRA, Manizales, and Cali. With collapsed buildings, overwhelmed hospitals, dozens of reported deaths, and many people trapped or injured. The video says rescue operations are continuing in the hardest hit areas, while authorities warn of further aftershocks and the possibility of the death toll rising as each crews reach remote communities. Yeah, Lanisha, what did you think of that video?
Reminds me of birth and pangs spoken in the Word, in the Scriptures, and how people were up there, partying, getting it going, and Yahusha, how he judged them with that earthquake, how he judges people with mudslides, tornadoes, hurricanes, etc. Yahusha is looking for us to be not just serious with what's about to come with his coming, but he wants us to see what's going on out in this world. And for those who might be watching this, especially to my generation, it would be best if you come to Yahusha Elohim, because you don't want to get caught up in any type of typhoons, tornadoes, anything that is judgment because of your behaviors. And so I'm just calling out to the millennials to take a minute to understand our situation here on this earth, because we don't have much time left, and Yahusha is coming, and we have to get prepared. So,
Very true. Rob, what do you think?
I think it's another clear sign of revelation.
Yeah.
More and more powerful earthquakes, floods, tsunamis, and all the rest. My heart goes out to anyone who's been injured or hurt in the earthquakes, but you must understand that these things Yahusha will make happen.
Yeah.
He wants everyone to say, right, it's real, it's happening. So I'd say to my generation, this is ideal time now to follow Yahusha. If you haven't, have a look into Yahusha. And if you have, then make sure you're doing all the right things to, for him to accept you. No partying, no drugs, make sure you repent and come into into Yahusha.
Yeah. What do you think, Brandon?
I think it's a pretty horrific thing to see happen, but also in Scripture it talks a lot about earthquakes, and that it's actually a sign of judgment from Yahusha. And so I think it's sort of a warning, and he wants us to be prepared. It's just another one of the warnings that he's been showing through disasters or things that are just happening in the world. And that's why it's good to go through these videos to see what's actually going on. But yeah, I think it's a warning, and that he wants us to make sure we're being prepared for when he comes back. So I'd say my generation to be prepared. If you're not prepared when he comes back, you'll miss out. So it's definitely an important thing.
Yeah. What do you think, Michael?
Yeah. It said it was the strongest earthquake in terms of the magnitude in 10 years in that area. So you can clearly see it's getting worse. And yeah, it's just a sign that Yahusha's coming back. And yeah, because it's getting worse, clearly there's not much time left, and this really emphasizes the urgency. It's getting worse, and the only way out is through Yahusha, because he'll protect you if you're with him doing the right thing. So I'd say to my generation, run to Yahusha. He's the only way to be protected from it.
What about you, Anta?
Yeah, all of these natural disasters are signs of the prophecies in scriptures coming true. What Yahusha said was going to happen in Mark 13 and Revelation, what John said was going to happen, and all that. It's coming true.
Yeah.
So people need to get in the Word now.
Yeah.
Because there's not much time left. And we can see it in what's happening.
Yeah. Yeah, it just shows again how much closer he's getting, how much more intense it's becoming every single week. It's more intense. So, hope you can see, brothers and sisters, how close he is getting. This is pretty serious. It's very serious. And there's not much time left. But there is a little bit of time left. So you can still, get free from the world. So that's what I think everyone here would agree, would urge you to do. Come to Yahusha. Find him if you don't know who he is. Check out the YouTube channel, website, Facebook, wherever. There's heaps of information about who he is and how you can come to him. And yeah, was there anything else you guys wanted to add?
I think to stay aware. Stay aware of what's going on.
Yeah, and don't get worried by things that are happening. He's just putting these things out there for us to realise that it is happening.
Yeah.
And to be ready.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and get into Yahusha's protection. Get into his protection. Ask him for deliverance, for his fire and spirit baptism. Don't waste away. Get where you can before it's too late.
Yeah. Well, thanks, brothers and sisters, for joining us for another episode of the WorldView podcast. I recommend you guys watch these videos as well, if you got the time, because it just hits you a bit more like watching it yourself and seeing what's actually happening, more than just us discussing it. But yeah, all the videos will be linked below, and yeah, we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Doo-doo.
France, Greece, Spain, and now England. Several homes burned to the ground in the West Midlands on Thursday, as the UK recorded its hottest day of the year. The West Midlands Fire Service called it one of the most significant incidents the region has faced. A child and 3 firefighters were taken to the hospital following the wildfire in Stourbridge.
Tonight we can take you inside Europe's hellish fire zone, seen through the eyes of a firefighter on the front line in Croatia.
Sprinting into the centre of a storm. This volunteer firefighter's body camera capturing the desperate battle the same Croatian resort town of Omis. Strong winds fanning through that killed one person, injured 14.
first with that breaking news from Indonesia, where there have been several aftershocks after a major earthquake which has hit off the coast near the Flores region. The initial quake now said to have measured 7.7, triggering an early tsunami warning.
For more than 3 weeks this past year, every time Alan Brooks logged on, he said the AI chatbot, ChatGPT, led him to believe he was a genius. That he'd discovered a math formula powerful enough to take down some of the world's biggest institutions, and that he needed to report it right away. Each time you questioned it or doubted it, what did it say in response?
Over 50 times I asked for some sort of reality check or grounding mechanism, and each time it would just gaslight me further.
You should not walk away from this. You are not crazy. You are ahead. The implications are real and urgent. Brooks says ChatGPT's responses, more than 1 million words, led him to psychosis and delusion.
It's times like these where things just feel strange, oddly biblical, even if you're not religious. Everywhere you look around the world, there's some areas experiencing massive drought, others are getting flooding, there's earthquakes more than ever before. And all in between these earthquakes, the flooding, the droughts, there's an eclipse. It has a kind of end of times feeling to it. And amongst all of this, we have AI coming in, uncertainty, more inequality than ever before. People aren't paid enough to live or get by. It feels like the world is just crumbling. Tensions of war, everything is at its highest level, and it feels like we're about to hit the iceberg that's going to sink this Titanic we're all aboard on. Chaos everywhere. Everywhere you look, it just feels like chaos. There's so much going on that we don't know what to focus on. Or are we reaching a time now where it's utter chaos?
Yeah.
Goodbye.